Hey YouTube friends! So it's been a while, like 3 months now. Things have changed a bit if you have not noticed already. I chopped all of my hair off. I really like it not being in my way all the time, and I'm actually gonna get trimmed up again. It's grown out. I got this done October 1st. I got it done in celebration of Halloween. I was so excited when it turned October. I don't know how cutting my hair off equated to Halloween celebration, but in my mind I was like, I've got to do it today, and so I did. So, yay, there's that. I've got, before anything else happens, because I have a sad cat in my lap that's not really cooperating, I have bad news to tell you. This is pretty much the main reason that I haven't done videos in a long time. I've been kind of, I guess, depressed, but also just, like, you ever have something so stressful happen that you just don't even want to mess with something anymore? Like, that's kind of how I felt. So I'm sure you all recall Fat Cat passing away from a tumor. Well, about a month after that happened, Lou died of a tumor that we had no idea was even there. With Fat Cat, that's so funny. With Fat Cat, we could see the tumor obviously for like a year and a half before he finally died. Lou pretty much just got sick out of nowhere and started making these funny like puking noises. So I got her to the vet after a huge fiasco with one veterinary clinic that was horrible pretty much. Took her to another one, and the day I took her in, I just thought she had a stomach upset or something like that, and the day we took her in there to figure out what was wrong, they ended up putting her down. She had a tumor right next to her heart, and her lungs were like, if a cat's lung is like the size of my hand, she had about this much room left for air in her lungs. The tumor was pushing up like so big and pushing her heart and everything back so far, it was actually blocking her esophagus. So cats they're shaped kind of funny the way they work, but pretty much every time I thought she was puking, she was actually choking. She couldn't breathe. So it was really, really terrible. It took me a long time to be able to talk about this without being heartbroken about it. Anyway, the day that she died, we were obviously up at the vet, and they had one cage up there with one little kitten in it. The kitten was actually a month younger than the kittens we already had, and we were incredibly upset at the sudden dramatic loss of our cat. We adopted another one that day. So I would like to introduce you to my kitty cat Willow. She's super sweet. She's not a kitten anymore, if you haven't noticed. She's a little bit bigger. She's so friendly. She just doesn't understand why I'm just holding her here. She's like, what's going on, Mom? So there's a really cool thing about her, though, that I do want to show you guys. She is polydactyl. And what that means is she has extra fingers and toes. So I think, judging by like other animals I have, I'm pretty sure most cats have something like 18 fingers and toes, because I think they have like 5 on their 2 front ones and like 4 on their back ones. Well, she's got 23 toes, so she's polydactyl. I don't know how well you can actually see this. Can you cooperate slightly, please? Don't wiggle. She's just like, okay. She's very well behaved. So if you can kind of see this, she looks like she wears mittens all the time, pretty much. Like she's just doing this. She's got 3 toes that come out on the side here, and then a normal cat paw. And on one hand she's got 7, and on the other she's got 6. And she's gonna boot me in the face with them right now. She's really cute. I love her a lot. She's very, very sweet. Pretty much, this cat has never been angry, ever. She's super cuddly. She's just kind of crazy, and she likes to run around the house because she's a kitten. You wanna go play now? Go ahead. So, that's my new kitty cat. I'm sure you'll see her again. I'm going to try and show you the other 2 boys here in a minute, because, oh my god, Squeedles is massive. We call him Moose Mew once in a while because he's so much bigger than his brother. He's a long-haired cat too, so it just makes it even more pronounced. But we went to the vet, and they got neutered, like, not this past weekend, but the one before. Baby Gene weighed 8.1 pounds, and Squeedles weighed like, I think it was like 10.7 or something. Like, he's just way bigger than his brother, not even including the hair. So I'll try and find them though. I saw them a minute ago. I don't know if they're still out there or not. But the thing that I really want to do, because I moved to New Mexico now, we're in a totally different place, and I'm not going to give you like a whole house tour today, but I did want to show you guys one really cool thing that I've seen other people do in the past, and I've never had the space for it. Well, we got this apartment here kind of on a special deal, I guess, because the housing market was good and a bunch of people moved out. So they had like a 3-bed, 2-bath special that was pretty much the exact same price as a 2-bed, 2-bath special. So anyway, I have a whole extra room, and we just turned it into a library / pagan room. So I'm going to show you that, and hopefully do this as quickly as possible so it's not like really long and drawn out and boring for you. Let's go on an adventure! Okay. Oh, I do want to show you, just because I think some of you know how nerdy I am. These are all my anime figures that have been packed up for a couple years because I had nowhere to put them, but I have space for them now, so yep, that's me. Alright, let's see if we can find the boys. There's baby Jean. A lot of people can't tell the difference between him and Willow, but I can. Oh, and she's playing over here already. So they look pretty much identical, I guess. And they're roughly the same size. He's just a little bit bigger. Squeedles, on the other hand, is up in his kitty cat tree. And he's a moose. But he's a cute one. And this cat is a little butthole. Him and Ian are pretty much best friends. It's because they're both jerks. That's right, Squeedles, I'm talking to you. Are you just trying to play? That's all you're doing. Ahead. Anyway, let's see if they'll go walk by each other. Yeah. He's quite a bit bigger than the other cats. So they're all gonna play with their toy. I'm gonna show you this room before I get distracted again. So this is my pagan room. Regrettably, there's no overhead lights in this apartment, so everything I do has to be by lamplight. So I can't really show you too super well, I guess, which is kind of sad. But anyway, this is all anime and manga, and I will preface this by saying I actually have more, and I can't find it. I'm assuming I left it at my parents' when I thought I got all of my stuff when we moved, because I have the entire Claymore series, and I only got like 3 out of like 23 books that I own of it, so I don't know where some of that is, but anyway. So this is all random book stuff. I am going to show you, this is really funny. So these are pictures of me and my husband from almost 7 years ago, or 6.5 years. This was our first date. He came to pick me up at my parents' house, and my mom took this picture because he was dressed like this. So that's us. Yep. I know you guys are going to recognize some of this, so here's the rock case again, and we've already gone through this before in previous videos where I've shown you everything in it. I don't think I've gotten anything new, but I set it up exactly the same every time. I have like a list of every row and like what's in it in what order and whatever, so I can put it together because I like it a certain way. I got my Book of Shadows down here, and directly under that there's a box that's got a bunch of herbs and stuff. This is a bunch of candles, and the box next to it is all incense. And those two down there are pretty much packed to the brim. I can't fit anything else in. The drawer here is also entirely full of incense and candles and random little knick-knack things. So there's that. I've got my staff, my broom, my drum, just random little, there's candles back in that corner too. I know you guys have seen this before, and I'm trying to reorganize it a little bit. I'm clearly not done with this either, but trying, because I have so much more space in here now, I can afford to do that. So this is a very quickly thrown together Yule altar, but it is not done. This is just stuff I knew I was going to use as I was unpacking it, so I put it together that way. Everything down here is pretty much the same. You've already seen I got a lot of my divination stuff in this corner. My prayer beads are in the middle, and then I got all of the chalices out and put them over here, which I know that is a shot glass that has a fairy on it, and I'm just keeping it in here anyway because I like it, so. Down here is all of my oils. I've also got a lot of, these are like smaller rocks, and I don't know if you've ever seen these anywhere before. They're like tiny little bottles of like chips, like little rock chips. And I really like using those for mojo bags and stuff, so I keep them down here. This is all incense holders for the most part. That's pretty much all I can say about it. Let's see, so moving on to this stack of things. I love this. I know I've shown you guys this before, but I'm just going to show you again. I think it's adorable. So this is a decorative shelf for the most part. This was my husband's and he wasn't even going to keep it. It is so cool. Why would you get rid of this? Ian, you're ridiculous if you ever watch this. Anyway, this is a shelf of book stuff. However, I will point out the fact that it is almost entirely journals. Pretty much this little section right here is books. Everything else over here and all of these are journal books. And this, just as a side note, is actually my first book of shadows, pretty much, so it's kind of a throwback there, I guess, but let's see what else. This is other stuff that I use periodically, seasonally. For example, this will definitely be on my Yule altar. Every year I make a list of all of the goals and things I want to kind of focus on and accomplish in the coming year, and I put it in that box and I put it on my altar. But it's not there yet because I haven't finished, so sorry about that. Down here, I have pretty much a bunch of rocks that have got to be placed up here a little bit nicer, but I've got a ton of rocks in this corner, and I've got a bunch of bone type stuff in that corner, and I have little keepsake things. I know I'm weird, but I kept Lou and Fat Cat's collar because I really do love and miss them a lot, and I'm just keeping it in here in case I feel like I ever want to ask for their help. So I've got a bunch of candle holders and random little bowls, bottles, that kind of junk. These are some deer skins. Down here, this is all candles. And maybe a few candle holders even. But these are all big ones that would not fit in that other little box, which was mostly tea lights. So, I'm going to show you this shelf. This shelf is really kind of a cheater shelf, I guess, because realistically it should be about twice the size that it actually is for the amount of books that I have on it. I stacked everything very strategically so that I could get it all in here. These are all romance novels. I have quite a collection of those, and I'm not ashamed of that, so if you're a hater, move on, because I don't care. All of these shelves now are all pagan books. So I've got this shelf, and this shelf. And then those over here, that little section is also pagan books. Mostly these are ones that I haven't read, so I tried to set them kind of over here aside because I bought them more recently. Except the ghost book, that one just I couldn't get it to fit over here. And I've got some magazine stuff up on top of this, which I actually think some of these, yeah, a bunch of the ones in the corner there are anime magazines. I don't know why I have that on the side, but I do. Okay, and then the last shelf, I've got these are like statues and things. These sadly would not fit lower than this, so they're up on top, but this is all statues that I use periodically, seasonally, or when I want to call on a specific deity that I'm close to. I've got a few more here. This is in particular more seasonal type stuff, and then this is all crafting things that I have. Dowel rods, some oil pastels, canvas, a bunch of stickers. This is a bag of teeny bags that I use for making mojo bags and stuff. So I've just got a bunch of random crap in all of these pretty much. This is the only shelf in the whole room that belongs to my husband, and it is all things from college on this side, and then a bunch of college textbooks and other books, I think. Those might all be college books. No, he's got his cookbook over there, and he really likes Nourishing Traditions. Blech. This is one of his favorites, so. And then this is all college stuff that I kept on these two shelves. So, yay. I did not want to throw my education in the trash. I just couldn't do it. And then there is nothing over here yet. I've got my little fairy door hung up there, and then my mirror and all of that. So what I plan to do, and you'll probably think I'm ridiculous, but my goal is to put I actually want to get a Japanese kotatsu table and put it in here because they sit really low to the ground. You don't need chairs. And so I can keep it in the middle of the room or scoot it out of the way when I don't want it in the middle of the room. But that way I have a workspace that I can write things on, I can eat off of, I can just hang out in here, and I'm really, really, really hoping I get it for Christmas, but I guess we'll see what happens. So, I'm not going to show you the rest of my house right now, just because some of it's still in disarray. I'm sure I will at some point. But, in the meantime, you guys have at least seen a little bit of what's going on, at least the stuff that's probably most interesting to you. And yeah, that's really all I've got for now. I'm definitely going to be doing more videos now, especially since I'm currently unemployed. So when we moved, obviously I had to quit working at the health food store I worked at, but I've applied at other health food stores here in town. I'm just waiting to see what happens with that. So I've only been here for a week. Give me a break, okay? Anyway, that's all I got. So until next time, I will be here, I guess, contemplating other video topics, which, by the way, if you have a request for a video topic, feel free to suggest it. I may or may not do it, but I'm always open to new ideas, so